My name's Josh Feathers. I'm the executive chef of the main house here at Blackberry Farm. And today I'm going to help you answer the age-old question of what do I do with the leftover rice from dinner the night before? Because whoever cooks the exact amount of rice. This rice has been cooked simply in salted water with a little bit of butter. That's my favorite way, salted rice with butter. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very simple non-stick skillet. This is enough for 4 to 6 portions, depending on how hungry you are. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of cooking oil in this and just really kind of get everything around the pan here. I'm going to have my pan set on about medium heat. And then we're just going to add it to it. We just want to hear a little bit of a sizzle as you add the rice to it, because the kind of the browning and the caramelization of the rice, or the toasting of the rice, is what we want to work towards. So it looks like we're going to add quite a bit in here. So this was about 2.5 cups of leftover rice. I'm going to put this in here, just kind of pat it down a little bit, get it kind of even. And this is just a standard, this is a 10-inch non-stick skillet. Now, the key to this, in letting the crust develop and the rice heating up and kind of the starch beginning to stick the rice together, is to actually have a little lid. And so what I have is a lid in here that will fit just inside the pan. And so as this goes, the rice is going to begin to steam. The leftover water in the rice is going to start to steam. And the starches are going to kind of work to stick together. So this is going to take about 8 to 10 minutes or so. So just be patient with it. I'm going to put that on there and just let that sit covered tightly and reduce my heat. So here we go. We're going to be right around in between low and medium as this begins to cook. We've had the rice in. It's been about 8 minutes, and you can see just as I move it around, it kind of begins to move around all together as one, and you can kind of hear just a little bit of crunchiness on the rice on the bottom. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over. See? Just like so. Now once this is done, we're not going to cover this up anymore. So we've created our crust on there. And to go with this, we're going to do a couple of pieces just of simple pan-seared fish. So we're going to move this up and just let this begin to cook a little bit on the other side. It's going to cook for about 25% of the time that it cooked the original on the second side. So essentially we're just letting it finish heating through. So with the fish, I've got just a couple of pieces of simple tile fish here. Grouper would be great. Any kind of fish that you want to use with this works great. Or for that matter, poultry or anything. This is a great side dish for any number of proteins. But I've had this fish just simply uncovered for about an hour in the refrigerator in the cooler, letting air flow over it to help to dry off the top side of it a little bit. Because as we're searing, any type of moisture that's on top of this or on the flesh is going to prohibit us from getting the kind of nice browning or crust on there. So what I'm going to do is just, now that it's out, I'm just going to add just a little bit of oil to it, season it up with some salt. And just a little bit of oil in our pan here. I'm starting with just a little bit of cooking oil. And as we finish the dish, I'll add a little bit of whole butter just to do a little basting, a little brown butter on top. So our skillet's nice and hot. Just gonna add the fish right in here. Nice little sizzle. And this will cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on the first side. We want to try to get a nice medium, or just so that the proteins in the fish are set. All right, so to go along with this, I've got a few simple roasted vegetables in the oven. So I'm going to pull those out now. We've got a few roasted sunchokes and rutabagas and carrots in here. Sometimes it can seem like arts and crafts class because we end up with, we like to cut the vegetables in some different shapes sometimes. And now once we flip the fish, we're going to take, and now's where I'm going to add some whole butter to this. Just going to put it right here. Just going to, as that begins to melt, just going to give a little basting action to our fish. And once I do this, then I'm going to turn the pan off. That's going to help us hit that right temperature with the doneness of the fish. Is not to necessarily feel like we need to cook it all the way on the second side. We can let the residual heat from the pan just sitting as it's cooling down for a second help us with that. Now what I do have is a little bit of mixed herbs and olive oil here. Okay, so here at the farm, I mean, in our kitchens, we've always got staples, parsley, thyme, oregano, chives, all those different things. And that's what we've got in here, along with some good extra virgin olive oil. And so I'm just going to put this on the fish and baste it around. Just kind of let the fish finish with that on. And what happens, we're also, by doing this, the heat from the fish is going to begin to activate the aromatics and the herbs without searing or burning the herbs if you tried to do it earlier in the process. So what I'm going to do is, this is finishing up, so we can take this rice cake and cut it if we want, or if we want to just do a nice little scoop and keep a nice solid piece right there, just like so. Nice roasted vegetables to go along with. You put those on there. And then our fish right there. And then I also like to finish with a little bit of black lime. So black lime's great. It adds a nice toasted citrusy flavor to everything. And there we have it. Crispy rice cake, some roasted vegetables, pan roasted fish. All right, everyone, thanks for joining us today and watching these videos. If you'd like to see more videos from the chefs at Blackberry, just like and subscribe.